Hi, welcome back, folks, to the Cigar Ambassadors channel. I'm one of your hosts, Louis Starr, and here's my co-host, Bob Bylsma. And Bob, how you doing today?
I am doing well. I'm looking forward to this because this is a little bit of an experiment for us. We wanted to explore the difference in cigar construction as it relates to long filler, premium cigars, and then mixed filler, or what are also known as Cuban sandwiches, and finally short filler cigars. And so we wanted to cut some of these things open
Ooh.
and explore what they look like. So without further delay, we're starting with a long filler,
Okay.
and we want to look at what the inside of that looks like. I'm going to ask you to do the honors. We should see through that three parts, right?
Right.
What we should see in this cigar is the wrapper on the outside, which is visible. Then we should see a binder inside of that,
Right.
which should also be a full leaf. And then we should see full leaf tobacco inside of that. So we had the wrapper, the binder. Now we're going to look at the filler. That should be full leaf in this particular cigar. So
I can't wait. Well,
we'll see if it's as advertised.
we'll see.
Let's see.
Well,
Let's
folks,
cut it
and this
open.
is without taking the cap off, so mind you, and I'm hoping that this blade is sharp enough. If not, yeah, we'll muscle through it. So, here you go. Oh, it's working. I think it's getting deeper. Oh, this is a nice clean cut. And as I make the incision, Bob, will you do the
I will
surgery?
part the seas here. Okay, so we have here initially, you can see this is a full leaf wrapper on the outside. I'm going to peel that away, right? Maybe. Okay. I think I'm still on the wrapper here. Okay, so we've got, for the most part, the wrapper off. Now we have what is the binder. So this is to hold the filler together. Again, you can see that's a whole leaf, right?
Right, right.
Okay. Now we're going to look at the inside, and you can see
Wow.
here that
It's a mix.
this looks kind of mixed. It may be from what we would expect to see here is that these would be full leaves.
Right. That's
And we have some of that here. It may be that it just broke inside, but you can see we've got full leaf tobacco here.
right. I see that.
So that's what we would expect in really a premium cigar would be that is what your filler looks like. It's then bunched all together.
Yeah.
It's put inside of the outer binder.
Right.
And then wrapped.
Yeah.
So that's what we generally consider to be a premium cigar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, not everything is as it seems, or not everything is premium. So let's move on to what is known in a lot of circles as a Cuban sandwich. This is a cigar that is made with short and mixed fillers. And so this is a cigar that has been constructed from pieces, largely from pieces of premium cigars
Okay.
that are left over. And they can either be mixed with partial leaves or even with whole leaves. I've seen this done where whole leaves have been actually broken up
Okay.
and put inside of these. So there's a variety of ways these are made. One place you may see these is if you see a cigar called fumas. A fuma is a mixed filler, and a lot of companies will put them out actually under the brands. Rocky Patel makes a lot of these,
Okay.
and he will actually put them out under the name of a fuma, such as the 1990 vintage fuma. So it's made from the same tobacco,
Okay.
but it's made from cuttings rather than from the entire leaf.
Gotcha.
And so you're not going to get the complexity that you might get in that 1990 vintage, but you're still getting the same tobacco.
Okay.
So I've seen this done in a couple of, as I said, a couple of different ways. Sometimes that those whole leaves will be used as part of the filler to wrap that other tobacco in.
Right.
Sometimes you will see a double binder put on it.
Yeah.
But the point of it is, this is not whole leaf tobacco. So let's go ahead and cut this one open.
How much of this sandwich would you like, Bob?
Actually, we'll talk about that later. Won't
Yeah.
we?
Well, here goes, folks. And again, without removing the cap, I'm just going to start at the cap, apply a little pressure, and go straight down the wrapper into the binder and the filler. And Bob will take the honors of opening this up. And as you can see, as I'm cutting, a lot of the little small pieces of tobacco have already come out during that cut.
Okay, again, we have a whole leaf wrapper, right? I'm going to just tear this open a little bit. We have our whole leaf wrapper. We're going to take that off. And I feel like I'm getting the binder with this.
You might be.
No, there it is.
Okay.
There we go. So again, we have a whole leaf wrapper. You can see the whole leaf binder here.
Yeah.
But now let's look at what's inside of it. And you can see there's a lot of little chopped cigar pieces to it of various sizes. But, this, again, so you see some larger pieces,
Right.
but you see a lot of this stuff too, right?
Right.
So this is, I think, maybe a tends towards the smaller pieces.
Right.
This one, if I can say a brand, actually, because I do smoke this.
Okay.
This is actually a mixed filler that's put out by my father. So again, you're having premium cigar companies that are putting out these products,
Right.
and the benefit of them is the price point
Yeah.
is much less, because what they're doing largely is using leftover tobacco. So that is what a mixed filler looks like. You can see some of these longer pieces. So when we talk about mixed, that's
Well, that's the
what's
Cuban
called-
sandwich.
That is the sandwich part. So that's what a mixed filler looks like.
It's like a fair amount of chopped pieces, though. Still premium cigar tobacco, but a good blend of small, medium to large components of the tobacco leaf itself, which the binder keeps that pretty much intact. And when you light it, when you cut it, light it, and smoke it, folks, you won't even know unless you experiment and do what we just did here. But just as a demonstration, so those of you that don't know what a Cuban sandwich looks like in the tobacco world, you've just seen that displayed for you.
I think one thing that I'd like to comment on this is a lot of people have the view that the ash on Cuban sandwiches doesn't hold together very well. On some, and this one in particular, it actually holds together quite well.
Good to know.
And I think this is actually a pretty good stick at a reasonable price point. I want to say this is, I don't recall the price point directly, but I think it's probably $3 to $4 a stick.
Oh, okay.
And again, a quality medium cigar. So,
Okay.
don't be too dismissive of these, because I think you can find good things at value with them.
And as a disclaimer, if I will, because we mentioned my father, by no means are we trying to disparage the product itself, folks. This is for demonstration purposes only. We want you to see what a mixed filler cigar actually looks like internally, and know that we truly support my father's cigar products.
As well as Rocky Patel. As I said, Rocky Patel puts
Right.
out a bunch of these, and really it's to diversify their product line,
Yeah.
and to use the tobacco that's left over that's still quite good.
Yeah.
There's no knock on this at all. Like I said, this is a cigar I've smoked for years, but never actually looked inside one before. So
Neither have I.
now we know.
Now we know.
Okay, well, shall we move on to short filler?
Ooh, can't wait. I got the knife ready.
Yeah, now let's get all this out of our way. Because we're going to see a lot more of that.
Yeah.
So we talked about mixed filler being a mixture of short filler and either long or medium fill.
Right.
This is a short filler. We will not talk about the brand, although it is again one. This is from my humidor. So a lot of short filler sticks are actually what it is purely that the short stuff that we looked at.
Right.
But it's nothing but that. and it's wrapped in a way. A lot of these are machine-made cigars. A lot of what you'd consider your drugstore cigars are made this way. Again, not a knock on it necessarily, just a different, you're going to get a different flavor profile because of the nature of the beast here.
Okay.
But let's cut it open and see what it looks like. A lot of them, as I said, are machine made and are not necessarily what you would see from a lot of tobacconists. This one is actually not machine made. This is actually hand rolled.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Ah.
So
Well, I got my trusty knife and here we go. Folks, I'm not a physician. I just play one on TV. And I notice that the wrapper is starting to split just a little bit, but I'm only applying so much pressure to this. And as I finish, again, some of the tobacco is coming out that is short leaf. And Bob, if you take the honors.
okay. Again, we're going to pull the wrapper away here. We're going to find a bind again. Here, do you want to call this a binder?
Well, it's a simile.
Yeah, it's like the board. We will assimilate you, I guess. But you can see this is really all little chopped cigar tobacco. There's nothing of any length in here at all.
No, it's all about
Right.
the same.
But again, we're not talking about little shreds of pieces. We're talking about a significant amount of tobacco here.
Right.
Often it's actually chopped up to be put into a cigar like this. But again, as I said, I've smoked a lot of these.
Okay.
So the question, I guess, that we come to is, we'll put that away for whatever it was. Maybe that was part of the wrapper. But again, you can see there's no mixed filler at all in this thing. This is just short
Pretty
filler.
consistent with short filler.
Yeah. So should we know that premium cigars should have a place in your humidor.
Right.
What about mixed filler and short filler?
Well, just based on this demonstration alone and the brands that we talked about and there are others out there, folks, I think every cigar, based on your particular experience with either smoking them or trying to discover them, there's a place for them. But it's, again, what works for you? What are you actually looking for? Are you just looking at the price point of the cigar? Do you get more into the granular details of learning about the construction of the cigar and what type of leaves they selected for that cigar? I say yes to all of that because there are two on this demonstration that have a place in my humidor as well as Bob's, and without cutting it open to see how it's constructed, I would smoke them. However, there are some others that just based on what you may discover about them and the tobacco that's used from whatever region they selected the tobacco may not be for you. So we're not, well, at least I don't think that I am, and I'll let Bob say what he has to on this. We're not telling you don't. We're telling you explore and see what it is that's out there, but now you know the difference between long filler, short filler, and mixed filler. And each one of them has a place in your smoking experience and to be residing somewhere in your particular humidor.
Well, I gave a spoiler alert earlier. The mixed filler and the short filler came out of my humidor
Right.
from cigars that I smoke regularly.
Right.
And, it's really about, it goes back to enjoyment. Am I getting enjoyment out of that? Do I like the flavors? No, they will not have the complexity. I do enjoy a Rocky Patel Vintage 1990. You know what? I can enjoy the Fuma of that too, the mixed filler version of that.
Right.
But I know I'm not going to get the complexity that I'm going to get out of the Vintage 1990 itself. I'm okay with that. I still enjoy that cigar, and I'm not paying at the same price point.
Right.
The short filler that I brought today is a sub $2 cigar. You and I both smoke a lot of cigars,
Yeah.
and so I can't be smoking everything in the $10 to $20 range. And so having a mixture at price point to me makes a lot of sense. And again, they're cigars that I actually enjoy smoking. But my expectations with them are different
Right.
than if I'm smoking a premium cigar. So my view is if you, particularly if you have an expansive humidor, there's a place in that humidor for these.
Right.
If you are on a budget, there's some nice sticks that are reasonably priced. Yes, you're not going to get the same quality, the same complexity of flavors that you will out of a premium cigar, but you can really find some nice cigars.
Right.
Again, it's all about flavor and your enjoyment.
Absolutely. And you know, we wouldn't be doing this with some of the more premium cigars that are $25 and greater, only because we'd rather smoke them.
The reality, we should tell them. We cut up the premium cigar that we cut up is one that neither of us enjoy, but I managed to have in my humidor.
Right.
So yes, so nothing of value was lost to either of us in cutting that one.
Is it, no premium cigars have been injured during this video. Well, folks, you know, this was a great demonstration for us. I'm hoping that you've gotten exposed to a lot of what's going on with the different types of cigars out there. And there's much more of a deeper dive we will take in some upcoming episodes to talk to you about the different types of cigars that are out there. And that's when we get into the length, the ring gauge, and the shapes of them.
And why that matters.
And why does it matter? What's your preference? Well, folks, we want to thank you. Again, we're the Cigar Ambassadors, and we're only here to share and explore in the cigar culture and its allure. And I want to thank you today. I'm Louis Starr. It's my my buddy right here, Bob Bylsma. And you know what? We're having fun with this, guys. You know, sometimes it's a tongue twister to say Bob Bylsma, but Bob's a good friend, and we enjoy doing what we're doing. Hope to hear more from you. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube and drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you.